Hello, Westford. Special town meeting decided 14 warrant articles and dismissed one on October 16th. The Westford League of Women Voters celebrated 50 years on October 12th, and the Westford Coalition for Nonviolence observed Domestic Violence Awareness Month with a fundraiser on October 14th. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. Our news director, Joyce Polino-Crane, has been covering some heavy-duty news stories this month, including fatal accidents and special town meeting. If you'd like to read her articles, please visit WestfordCatNews.org and hit subscribe to have our daily publication sent to your inbox. And if your civic or nonprofit organization has an event coming up, send us your information and we'll post it. Just email news@WestfordCAT.org. 3 articles on regulating the recreational use and sale of marijuana were debated on the special town meeting floor on October 16th. One voter, Wendy Dara, sought and failed to amend Article 10.
I am against this article only because of the restrictions. I think it's kind of broad where it outlines laboratory use. There's a lot of clinical studies being done worldwide that has found THC, yes, people get high from it, but clinically, that's just a byproduct. They're not even interested in the THC. They're interested in the compounds and breaking those down that is being found to actually resolve diseases and symptoms and slow down cancers and stuff like that. I know this because my daughter's in that field. She's a director of a laboratory. And she was surprised to hear that we were going to restrict laboratories that is for clinical medical use. I mean, can anybody address that, why that was being restricted?
Sure. For town meetings discussion, we wanted to put on the floor, prohibition that was fairly broad. So if there's a motion to amend, you could do that, but we just took the broadest approach.
Okay, well, I would like to make an amendment to allow clinical laboratories in town, basically for the purpose of breaking down compounds within cannabis for diseases and medical use.
But voter Stephanie Granger argued against the amendment.
I'm opposed to this amendment. I think that we have seen in town several times lately where having a broad definition and not a specific definition has come back to hurt us and to haunt us, and that this is not referring to testing for medical uses or purposes. This is referring to recreational, and I would move a vote on it.
The article is written, which asked voters to prohibit recreational marijuana establishments in town, passed by a majority vote. Article 11 passed by secret ballot 300 to 62. The measure approved the addition of a new section to the town's zoning bylaws that would prohibit recreational marijuana establishments. Here is former Planning Board Chairman Dennis Galvin.
The whole prospect of legalizing recreational marijuana is a very uncertain one at this point in time. We've heard a lot of information about situations in other states, Colorado. We've heard information about some of the revenue issues, the state and federal conflict. Another question is whether or not the state of Massachusetts is up to the prospect of actually providing good oversight of this whole process. My sense is, or I would leave with you with this, is the idea that at this point in time, I don't think we should venture down this road because there are consequences that we would regret later. We can always vote this in a couple of years down the line if it looks as though this is a stable operation. But right now, why take a chance? Thank you.
The passage of Article 11 rendered Article 12 moot, and it was unanimously dismissed. Article 12 sought to create a temporary moratorium on recreational marijuana establishments. Watch the entire special town meeting at WestfordCAT.org, and for a quick overview, find the meeting's results at WestfordCatNews.org. Members of the Westford League of Women Voters celebrated the organization's 50-year anniversary on October 12th. The keynote speaker was attorney Freddie Kay, founder and president of the Women's Suffrage Celebration Coalition of Massachusetts. The event was held at the private home of a League member. State Senator Eileen Donahue and State Rep. James Arciero attended the gathering and both presented citations to the League from the Massachusetts Senate and House of Representatives. A fundraising event sponsored by the Westford Coalition for Nonviolence drew dozens to the Nabnasik Lake Country Club on October 14th to hear comedian and actor Ben Atherton Zeman perform his Voices of Men show. Atherton Zeman uses humor to confront tough issues about dominance and abuse in relationships. Here's a clip of the actor using the iconic Sesame Street characters of Kermit the Frog and Elmo to raise awareness of gender equality.
It's not easy being blue. There's so many things you're not supposed to do, like have feelings, be gay, eat quiche, or cry. Emma understands. And it's not easy being pink. You're judged by how you look, not how you think. And you're paid less and abused and harassed when you walk by. So I think we can both agree the system's bad for you and me. It certainly has room for improvement. So let's join the feminist movement.
Westford public safety officials have responded to 3 fatal accidents since October 5th. The most recent involved a tragic occurrence on October 12th in the Market Basket parking area when a 64-year-old woman was pinned under her own SUV while standing behind her vehicle, possibly loading groceries. The vehicle belonging to Wee Wang of Acton was hit by a driver pulling into the space in front of her SUV. Wang was rushed to Lowell General Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. On the evening of October 7th, an unidentified motorcyclist was killed on Boston Road in a collision with a car. The 31-year-old male was transported to Lowell General Hospital, where he later died from his injuries. And on October 5th, a North Billerica woman died on Interstate 495 in Westford. Lynn Tierney apparently lost control of her 2003 Chevrolet Trailblazer and crashed into the median from the left lane, rolling her vehicle. She was pronounced dead at the crash scene. No other vehicles were involved. And finally, a non-fatal but serious accident took place on October 6th when an unidentified man driving a Toyota sedan crossed into the oncoming lane in front of a dump truck at 254 Littleton Road. The truck was unable to stop in time and crushed the front of the Toyota. The sedan driver was extricated by Westford firefighters and transported to the hospital. No further information was given on this accident. Acknowledging that these events can affect public safety officers, Westford Police Captain Victor Neal stated, "Seeing and dealing with death, it does take a toll. Notifying families is also very difficult." Neal also noted that a fatal accident requires a minimum of 2 officers and 1 supervisor at the scene. WestfordCAT will bring you any new developments on these accidents, which are all under investigation. The Mass House and Senate both passed an amendment this month making bump stocks illegal in Massachusetts. A bump stock is a device that converts a semi-automatic gun, which is legal, into a gun that fires as rapidly as an automatic weapon. Automatic weapons made since 1986 are illegal in the U.S. The Las Vegas shooter, who massacred 58 concert-goers and injured hundreds more on October 1st, used bump stocks on at least 12 of his firearms, according to reports. The amendment passed in the House 152 votes to 3. State Rep. James Arciero, a Westford Democrat, voted in favor of the amendment. Representatives James O'Day, a West Boylston Democrat, Jerry Paracella, a Beverly Democrat, and David M. Rogers, a Norwood Democrat, cast the 3 dissenting votes. The Senate voted 38-0 to pass the amendment, which was attached to a supplemental bill. Here's the latest news from Town Hall.
Hi, I'm Jody Ross, your town manager, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our town meeting that we had on Monday, October 16th. It was a town meeting that had about 350 of our residents there, which was nice to see everyone. And we had a successful town meeting. The town approved our unpaid bills. Thank you for that, which was approved unanimously, so we can get those paid. A couple of other things that happened is the Board of Selectmen put the strategic planning retreat back into the budget. That's something that happens in June at Kimball Farm, and if you stay tuned on our website, you will learn more about that. A couple exciting things for some of our residents is the town did approve to increase the property tax exemption amount for qualified senior residents 70 and over. That will bring it up to $2,000 that they may qualify for if they meet certain requirements. Also, for our military, the town approved the town paying the difference between military salary when one of our employees is called on a National Reserve deployment. And we will now pay the difference between what they earn in the military and what their town salary would have been. Before this, we only reimbursed for 2 weeks. There was another zoning bylaw that was changed to allow site plan review for large solar fields. Again, we don't have any applications, but we were concerned that we might have an application and we didn't really have a way to deal with that. So that was approved, I believe, unanimously. And then also we had a multi-use on a single lot in the commercial or industrial highway zone districts. And that would allow multiple use, like a home above a bank or something like that. And that was approved at town meeting. So it was a well-attended town meeting, and it was very lively. And thank you to all that showed up. And now we're focusing on the annual town meeting, which we'll be opening our warrant for in December. So thank you.
Rekha Sharma brings you a health tip on mushrooms this week.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, back with a new health tip for WestfordCAT News. Today I'm going to talk about mushrooms. Mushrooms are a rich source of copper and selenium. Mushrooms are low in calories and promotes insulin formation. It is rich in anti-cancerous compounds and reduces blood pressure. It is a natural vasodilator. It strengthens immunity and bone health. Always avoid eating discolored ones or the ones which are different in color than the typically accepted color of the species or handpicked. Add some mushrooms in your diet to get the benefits, and if you have any allergies, please contact your healthcare provider. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
They say autumn is the best season in New England, and with the beautiful weather we've been having, I'd agree. Here's Joe Seppi with the forecast.
Hello, Westford. This is Joe Seppi with the weather forecast for this weekend, week of October 23rd. After a beautiful and mild weekend, clouds and rain showers moving to start the week. Here's what's coming up. That was your Westford weather. Have a great week, everyone.
Patchouli, a 5-year-old white and black cat, is available for adoption now at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's Patty Stocker with more information.
If you're looking for a pet to keep you company this fall, look no further than the Lowell Humane Society on Broadway Street in Lowell. Crystal Arnott, the shelter's marketing and fundraising manager, introduced me to a strikingly beautiful white and black cat named Patchouli.
Hi, I'm Crystal with Lowell Humane Society, and this is Patchouli. Patchouli is a 5-year-old domestic short-hair cat with beautiful markings. She was surrendered to the shelter, unfortunately, by a family. She's a very sweet girl who has a history of living with other pets, but she was brought into the shelter because her family did not have time for her anymore. She is an independent girl who likes to do things on her own. She'll come up to you for attention, but she's really independent and kind of likes to set things her own way. She could live with another cat who is independent and won't get, up in her business too much. She'd prefer to be the lead cat, so another mellow cat that will let her do her own thing would be ideal, or be the only pet in the home. She is very chatty as well. Hi. Patchouli is about 5.5 years old. She would not like to live with dogs, but she would be a great companion cat for someone who lives in a quiet household. She hides when visitors come over, so preferably someone that doesn't have a lot of activity coming and going in their home would be best. And probably an adult-only home as well, because loud noises really scare her, and active kids might be a bit too much for her. But she loves to be pet. Her absolute favorite thing to do is just sit next to you and be brushed. And she has these beautiful black markings on her head and an all-black tail, and the rest of her body is pure white.
If you'd like to learn more about Patchouli or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
Now, our Marketing Outreach Director, Sarah Fletcher, brings you suggestions for things to do this week around town.
Thanks, Ira. The 12th Annual Halloween Dance Jam and Costume Parade takes place on Tuesday, October 31st at the Farmers Market on the Town Common. Kids, teens, and adults are invited to come in costume for an afternoon of games, dancing, and prizes. The parade begins at 4:45 p.m. on the Common, followed by a lesson on conga line dancing and the limbo. Ending the festivities will be a dance-off and best costume contest where everyone competes for lift tickets to the Neshoba Valley ski area. Visit sustainablewestford.org for more information. Ted Reinstein, the long-term reporter on the local TV show Chronicle, will discuss his latest book, New England General Stores, on Thursday, October 26th at 7 p.m. at the library. Reinstein notes that the general store was the place to pick up mail, chat over a cup of coffee, and buy penny candy. It was the heart of the community, and in some places it still is the town gathering spot. No registration is required. Visit westfordlibrary.org for more information. Community education classes have resumed at the Rodenbush Community Center after a brief pause to relocate their main office during its renovation project. Children's classes include swim lessons at the Westford Regency beginning November 4th and pottery classes at the Pottery Studio on Lowell Road in Westford beginning November 13th. Teens and adults can take CPR classes, learn to crochet, and practice ballroom dancing, among many other activities. For a complete listing of the offerings this fall and winter, visit rodenbush.org. Back to you, Ira.
And that's it for this week, Westford. We leave you with images from a special town meeting. See you next week.